Welcome back to From the Studio here on MC22. We are now joined by the owner of Contender eSports, Brett Payne. Brett, how are you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for taking the time out to join us. Let's start in the most logical place. I'm sure there's a lot of people in Southwest Missouri that do not know what Contender eSports is at this time. Tell us what the business is and how did it come to Springfield?
Yeah, so the idea of esports I know is relatively new to the United States. It's been around for a while, but the idea is competitive video gaming. So just like in sports, we have football and baseball and soccer and tennis and so forth and so on. The idea of esports is instead of those sports, we have games. So we have League of Legends and we have Call of Duty and we have Apex. And so it's a big, wide description of anybody that plays video games, either casually or competitively. So we had this idea a couple of years ago. We realized that there was a massive boom in this industry, especially in Asia and Southeast Asia, that started to kind of come across the planet into Europe and the Middle East, and certainly into the United States. And there were kind of sporadic facilities that were around the country. My background is in franchising, and so we realized there was a big opportunity to take this industry and really capitalize on it so that we could make it available to lots of cities around the United States. And so we started this company, a franchising company called Contender eSports. We're here in Springfield, Missouri. It's my hometown. Love this city, and obviously wanted to put one in for our city as well. So you'll see it on our building. It says Springfield eSports. It's part of the brand, but we really built it for our own community.
Well, obviously, with the coronavirus, with the pandemic affecting everybody globally, your business was affected as well. Not deemed an essential business. You all had to close your doors for a while. You're back open now. What was that experience like? What did you guys do with the sort of forced downtime that you went into at that point?
Yeah, it's a scary time for everybody. I mean, I guess the upside of our particular business is that our customer base, we're very close with our customer base, and we make sure that we stay in touch with everybody, primarily on social media and a lot of different channels. So in terms of staying in touch with our customers, that didn't change. We were able to continue doing what we were doing. The shift that we made, obviously, having to close the doors and people actually can't sit at our PCs and our consoles, is that people know a lot about the events and the tournaments that we have. It's a part of what we do. So because our customers are used to competing online, we continue to run the events and run the tournaments from our location there at Battlefield and National, but everybody played online. So we probably, my goodness, I don't know, we probably had one event or a tournament probably 4 or 5 times a week during the entire time that we were closed down. So we were able to kind of keep the momentum going. Now the one thing that it did reinforce to our customers is while it's good to do all this online, there's nothing like playing face to face and being with your friends. So once we opened the door, everybody came back, which is exactly what we were hoping for.
I can agree with that. I had a 15-year-old that was waiting for the doors to come back open again so he could get back into the building and see Jesse and the rest of the guys there. I know that running tournaments wasn't the only thing that you did in that downtime. Being a new business in Springfield, wanting to be a part of this community, you also took part of that time and did some fundraisers. I know particularly one that you did for Big Brothers Big Sisters, where you streamed some of the guys gaming for 24 straight hours and took donations the whole time.
We did. We have a really good relationship with Big Brothers Big Sisters. We love them a ton, and I don't know how it came up, but during one of our conversations, there was this idea of, why don't we do a 24-hour stream on this thing called Twitch? So we're an affiliate. We have an affiliate Twitch channel. We stream all kinds of things. But what we did was we basically streamed a bunch of games, had a bunch of people play, and then we took donations for Big Brothers Big Sisters, did an interview with them, that kind of thing. There were really 2 big takeaways that I wanted for that. One is, obviously, I wanted to raise some money for them. I thought, what a great thing to be a small business that is closed here in our city, but yet we can help our city like that. So obviously there was some money that was raised, a significant amount, and we're really grateful to Springfield for doing that. The other big takeaway for me was I told them I really would love for people to learn more about you and maybe for you to get more what we call bigs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some of the mentors. And I know that they had some new, I understood they had some new signups for that as well. So yeah, we were thrilled to be to be a part of that. That was great.
Well, that's not the only new thing that you're trying to bring to Springfield. You open the doors to the business, and then immediately there begins this push to try and get a league formed for high school students. You talk about esports being like other sports, like a football, a baseball, a basketball. Talk to me about the high school sports league. Obviously, it was kind of just getting started, and then the coronavirus came, and all of a sudden nobody went back to school. So kind of what is the hope for that maybe in the coming year for the high school league?
Yeah, it's just like any other sport, and that's the thing that a lot of parents don't quite understand. They see their kids playing this all the time, and a lot of time they think they're wasting time and things like that. But it's very competitive, and it's strategic, and it's hard to be quite honest with you, especially when you look at games that are particularly team sports where you have 3, 4, 5 people on a team participating together against another team. So one of the things that we wanted to do was make sure that our facility helped students to get the experience of team sports. And so we developed the Springfield High School League. Now, I will say that Springfield Public School System and other private schools around are very, very excited about the future of this. It takes a lot of bureaucracy to kind of put those things together across the entire city, but we just went to the schools directly and we said, particularly in the high schools, if you want to put together a team, we set the games what they were going to be. It was intended to be a 12-week season where we did a fall season and a spring season. And of course, we'll continue that again. Put the teams together, put them in brackets, and it's just like a football season or a soccer season or a baseball season. And Saturday mornings are dedicated to high schools competing against one another in various games at our location. Now, the bigger thing I think for the city is that's going to extend into the middle schools as well once school gets opened up. So the takeaway is that because of our close relationship with universities, a lot of people don't realize that universities now, there's about 170 of them with varsity teams. A lot of those universities offer scholarships to kids to play video games. And so we've been privileged, even with our own company, to see some of our own customers get college scholarships as a result of playing video games. Who would have thought that could ever happen? But we want to facilitate those kinds of things for our students in our city.
Well, I know I was raised in a house where I was told on a regular basis when my dad found me on a Nintendo to get outside and throw a ball or pick up a bat, because no one's going to pay you to play video games and you can't go to college on a video game scholarship. And neither one of those things are true now. You've got professional video games leagues like the Overwatch League that you can find streaming on ESPN or on YouTube. And now there are schools like Drury University. I know Maryville in St. Louis has a very good program. And it's just more opportunities for kids to take something that they love doing to the next level.
That's exactly right. And I think when people think about jobs or work in esports, they think it's all relegated to actually playing. But again, to take the parallels back to traditional sports, I mean, you and I both love basketball, but we're just not tall enough to be in the NBA. That's just the truth. Yeah. So, but we can do other things with basketball. You're an announcer. People can do technical things, they can build things, they can have things related to things that are their passion. And it's the same thing with esports. I mean, people come in and they do play, but you know what? You can get a job right now in marketing, in esports, or in accounting, or in building PCs, or in C-level jobs, those kinds of things. So universities recognize this, and obviously they're using esports as a mechanism to draw in more students because they can get them in their other programs. And again, we're kind of the middleman in all of that. We kind of help to farm those students to give them access to those universities so that they can get to these places that they want to go.
Brett, before I let you go, if people want more information about Contender eSports, you mentioned the social media aspect. How can people follow along and learn more?
It's really easy. We're all over the place. If you just look for contenderesports.com or Contender Esports, just type it in any search engine, you're going to find our Facebook for not only our corporate Facebook pages, but also for our various locations. We've got locations open around the U.S. already, and then we've got about 25 or so that are kind of in process, as well as work that we're doing overseas to put in locations. So just simply type in Contender Esports. You'll find us. You'll find us everywhere.
All right. Well, I am sure here before too long I will run into you at the location here in Springfield again real soon. We look forward to it. Thank you for the time, man.
Thank you, Corey. Have a great rest of the day.
You too. Brett Payne from Contender Esports joins us. We'll be back with more from the studio here in just a minute.